So Halim, thanks for doing this.
Oh. Well, when you said vibraphone, you really hit the spot, because I don't know much about the vibraphone. I usually compose with it with shyness in my orchestral works. But now I really, thanks to you, I got to know the vibraphone. So when you talk about vibraphone, the word has vibe, and my life is vibration. So I'm very careful about how to use vibration. I used to work with sound above hearing level in the studio. But the machinery were very, very sensitive, the equipment. So when the sound became suddenly in a differential, if you calculate it, it goes above your hearing, and then it clashes, and then suddenly sound appear out of nowhere. It's incredible. So we are subject to all these sounds. So how to be sensitive to those sounds, to the sound that resonate together, the sound that overlaps, the sound that clashes, and the sound that, what's this word, like you push away, must be a word, like...
repels? Or?
Repels, yeah. Repels or clashes and expand. So you have all these modalities, it's incredible. And I think since I was a kid, I always felt that. There is a kinetic relationship that we all have between us, the colors, and what the results are. The kinetic relation to everything, like between you and me right now, between you and the car, between you as you walk down. So this kinetic feeling, you are part of that. You are part of that. You know, we are part of it. Yeah. And as we are part of it, we either recognize it or disrecognize it. And if we don't recognize it, we're really not recognizing ourselves. You know, it's something in us. So,
right. So with vibrations, one of the things we talked about yesterday, we were looking at this book called Notation 21.
That's right.
That has one of your pieces in it, actually, a color music piece, color and shape.
Exactly.
And since I've known you, you've always talked to me about the vibrations of color and the vibrations of shape.
Exactly.
So when you work with the vibraphone, do you feel there are certain colors that come from the vibraphone for you that you think about?
Yeah, certain. I feel lot of well, and the general feeling. Of course, I can direct the colors. You know, like use a certain keys.
Right.
And certain combinations.
So you have certain colors that come to you from the vibraphone, but also you can control
those colors.
You can control those colors and shift them.
I get a blue color from like a light blue from the vibraphone. Light blue color that kind of comes through when with the idea. And the kind of blue seems to be dominant, and a little green in it.
So yesterday I played through. When I got here yesterday, you had about 7 pages of the completed work, or the work toward completion, and then we read through about 50 or 60 pages full of sketches for the movements that were already almost done, and also some parts of the piece that weren't done yet.
Yeah.
And so, with so many sketches and so many ideas that you've been working on for the past few weeks or past month with the vibraphone work, when you have all those sketches, how do those ideas come to you? When do they come to you? And then how do you take for you, how do you take 60 or 70 pages of sketches? How does that become a concentrated piece?
That's kind of understanding myself and working with my own relationship to sound. I usually get up in the middle of the night and hear sounds, or see colors, Sometimes the notes, I have a feelings inside of me that are sensation. So instead of hearing the exact pitch of a tone, sometimes I feel a color of a tone, the coloring, and feel so when I have that feeling, I know I have to write. And then I write it and I go back to sleep. Mm-hmm. Then I have to deal with it in the morning. You see, what did I go through last night, So each time, and depending on the daily activity, one's own life, if I sit down, usually I like to stay with a piece like a week without sleep. But, you know, when you have a daily life and you have to do this job, you have to stop, you have to eat, you have to go here, you have to go there,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of extend the time for my composition.
Right.
Yeah.
But you still do have long periods of time where you don't sleep or don't sleep very much at all when you're composing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because you have a certain energy that, well, you've described it to me as this energy that fills you up, and you can't. The only way to get rid of that energy is to get the piece out of you.
To get the piece out. You know, sometimes I get frustrated. I got to stay with this piece. I can't be distracted. I have to stay with it.
Right.
And it just comes out. That is how. It's very elaborate and sometimes becomes painful because I haven't finished it and I've accumulated an enormous amount of music on the same piece.
Right.
And I've been doing that lately with everything. And I don't have a McDowell colony. They said, I'm going to be gone, you know.
Right.
Somebody serving you lunch and you have a cottage and a piano and everything and you sit and you get everything and you go through it and it's done.
Yeah. I know that I and 22 other people that commissioned the work from you through this consortium are very excited about the vibraphone piece, and you've written pieces for Derabuka and marimba and timpani,
Yeah.
and glockenspiel,
Glockenspiel,
orchestral bells.
yeah, orchestra, and I'm kind of late on the solo for snare drum.
Oh, the snare drum solo you're writing for Sylvia Smith, right?
Yeah,
And so you've been writing for everything, but you've never written a piece for vibraphone before.
No, I did not.
And
I included it in some of my orchestral works, but not
Right.
really. I didn't really focus on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting to see what I thought when I came up with the idea of commissioning a work for you. I thought the vibraphone would be a great instrument to ask you to write for because it seems to have a certain sound, and the length of the vibration and all the things you can do with it seem to be really something I thought you could work very creatively with. You asked for everyone to write you a letter.
Yeah, I think that was incredible.
Yeah, you asked for everyone to write you a letter and send in. The questions were, what kind of music do you like? Which is a very difficult question to answer sometimes. And what does the vibraphone mean to you? And so I know you got a lot of letters from people.
I got a lot of letters, and some of them they just preferred something like jazz and pop or rock, and some were very deep into contemporary music. Yeah, it was quite a variety.
Can you tell me why you wanted those letters? I mean, you wanted to feel a more direct connection, but...
Well, it's because of vibraphone. It was new to me, and I thought, you know, I wasn't thinking about the letters, and suddenly I thought, I said, every one of those person has different dish they like. And how am I going to please all of them, you know? Because some of it is not going to be like what they expect. But I wanted to, or at least feel what they were, I mean, since they are part of that commission, I haven't really done something like that before. Sometime, because I didn't have a group of people wanting the same piece. I did a work with multiple saxophone, but nobody wrote me. You know, I didn't ask for, yeah. But this actually opens up my feelings with them, and it was very nice to look at the letter and feel the mind of the person writing it.
Yeah.
It was really incredible. I loved it. I think it was a great, great idea. It just intuitively happened that I wanted to see what do they want from me. You know, they didn't really. They heard about me, read about me, but never contacted me personally.
Right.
So I wanted a personal touch.
Yeah.
And then and it wasn't wonderful. They wrote it by hand, which has made it even better.
Yeah.
So I could see the vibration of the writing. Wow, now I've changed the whole composition, man. I didn't know you can do all that kind of stuff.